Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. It's Overwatch 2 Beta Day, which I won't be playing. Look, I deleted Battle.net off my computer. I shut down my accounts. I told you I would, and I did. Here's the truth. I'll report on Blizzard. I'll even react to Blizzard things. I'll even tell them when they're doing good. But I'm not going to play any games for the foreseeable future. It's just a personal preference, and no shade to anyone who decides to play today. I'm sure plenty of streamers will. It is the new hot popular thing. Overwatch 2. Like, I understand, but I choose no. There you go. No hot takes, no nothing. Actually, that's a lie. I do have a hot take. Where's the story? You promised a story years ago. That's the only thing I really cared about and wanted more of, and it just isn't here. And even more news, all that hot goss. That's right. I am very old. All the gossip about Ubisoft looking to have someone buy it, or potentially people looking to buy Ubisoft, turns out not to be just gossip. There is now news that private equity firms like Blackstone Inc. and KKR & Co. are interested in Ubisoft, according to Bloomberg. Bloomberg reports that Blackstone and KKR & Co., the two biggest private equity firms in the world, have been studying the French business and have preliminary takeover interest in Ubisoft, but that the company hasn't yet entered into any serious negotiations with potential acquirers. This, of course, is just part of this continued wave of acquisitions and mergers and all these AAA companies slowly becoming bigger and bigger and fewer and fewer. And honestly, I'm not so sure how good that is for us, y'all. I don't know what that means for the future of AAA games. I am a little worried. I would love to know what you think, because maybe you have a different take. Maybe you're like, bro, it'll be fine. Don't stress it. But like, I'm a little stressed. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Where's your mind at? And finally, in the most important news of the day, at least to me, let's talk this Final Fantasy VI Terra statue that Square Enix is trying to sell. So for those of you who are not aware, Square Enix from time to time teams up with Prime 1 Studio to produce some ridiculously beautiful statues and displays, like this Nier Automata one. It's amazing, but they're always really expensive. The one you're looking at right now costs almost $3,000. So obviously this is the kind of thing that only a few people can afford to spend money on, and more importantly, since only so many get made, only a few can actually get. So color me interested when they announce their next major project is a Final Fantasy VI Terra riding Magitech statue based off the incredible Amano artwork from the game's cover. The infamous art of this game in particular put the man on the map for many Westerners, and of course, being a lifelong Final Fantasy VI fan, which I honestly consider to be the game that made me want to be involved in the gaming space and gave me my lifelong goal of owning something, anything from Amano, I was like, yeah, I need this. And so this weekend, they revealed that 600 were made, 150 are just for Japan, and we finally got our price point of $12,000. Okay, so I'm not even going to talk about how that is enough to buy a small car or pay rent for a year, or depending on where you live, 2 years. Instead, I just want to say this. I have bought statues like this in the past. Obviously, much less expensive, but for the office here, I've bought a few. And let me tell you, without exception, every single one has arrived perfectly packaged and all sorts of styrofoam and all, just like pristine, and yet still had a broken piece. Every single time. And the one time I had one arrive completely flawless, wonderful, was my Elizabeth statue from BioShock Infinite. And that ended up getting broken anyway. Mari!
Those statues are not made to be moved all the time. They're made of really cheap materials. You're supposed to put them there and you just leave them there.
So asking for $12,000 for something like this is insane. It's not a car. It's not a roof over your head. It's an obvious price gouge to fans of one of the greatest, if not the greatest games of all time. And yeah, the conversion rate and inflation rate and the decline of the yen and all that, but it's a gouge, y'all. And I'm not the only person who thinks it's crazy. Hironobu Sakaguchi, the man who created Final Fantasy, produced and wrote story for Final Fantasy VI, thinks so as well, asking on Twitter if everything is okay at Square Enix. He even mentions that custom dioramas made for his game Fantasian were cheaper to make. And look at these things. They're beautiful. Like, sure, I wish I had Twitter buying money to just throw cash at this. Even then, that would be just supporting the price gouge, which is what this is, y'all. So, no, I'm not going to buy it. But I swear, one of these days, I'm getting that Amano original signed artwork. So help me. Speaking of helping me, thank you to everyone over on, that's right, that's what I did. Everyone over on patreon.com/Jesse Cox. You help make this show possible, especially Lyril, Chris Harris, and Alexander Kino. That's it. Thank you so much for all your support, all you do for this show. It means the world to me. You know what you're doing. I can't thank you enough for sharing and just like hyping it up to your friends. That's awesome. It means the world to me. You know what? We should like actually try and do a like hashtag 5-minute gaming thing. I don't know what for, but I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool. Anyway, that's it. See you tomorrow.